Casey.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. The Albanese government's priorities are clearly misaligned. This government has again and again chosen to back union bosses over hard-working Australian businesses and families. The recent Jobs and Skills Summit showed where the Albanese government's loyalties lie. The union movement represented 25% of the participants at the summit, in contrast to the less than 15% of private sector employees that are unionised. Why are unionised workers afforded so much representation at this level? This is especially shocking considering small business represents 41% of our workforce, but they had one seat at the summit. One seat at the summit for small business. We know that small business is the heart and soul of the economy. They create opportunities in local communities and employ around 5 million Australians, the largest employer in this country. This group of hard-working Australians is being left behind by the Albanese government. It is an insult to all small business owners and employees that they were given one seat at the summit that Albanese labelled a huge success. A huge success for who? For union donors is the answer, not hard-working Australians. Deputy Speaker, we want union bosses to be more transparent and accountable. When we restored the Australian Building and Construction Commission, we had it in mind to protect Australians from predatory union behaviour. Now the Albanese government has decided to close this commission. This body protects 1.1 million construction workers and around 380,000 small businesses from the thuggery of the Construction, Forestry, Maritime, Mining and Energy Union. In the past 6 years, there have been countless cases of misconduct and law-breaking by this union, whereby CFMM EU officials physically and verbally threatened workers, made homophobic and sexist slurs and intimidated people with verbal threats of violence. These union officials have also exposed strikebreakers' identity on social media, a move a judge said was the modern-day equivalent of placing a person in the stocks to face abuse and assault. These unions are supported by the Albanese government, irrespective of their misconduct. It seems everyone but the Labor Party is aware of the CFMM EU manipulation tactics. A union official has said that what we're actually going to do is take ownership and responsibility of the ALP, and that they will demand influence. These unions use powerful manipulation tactics over the Labor Party, and the Albanese government are falling into this trap. The Australian Building and Construction Commission has also been successful in substantially reducing days lost to industrial action in the industry. The Commission has served its purpose well, protecting workers from the harmful side of unions. And guess what? The Albanese government is doing to this commission, dismantling it against the advice of industry leaders. The government sides with the CFMEU time and time again, promoting militant unionists over Australian businesses, families and workers. The Labor Party has received nearly $1 million every year from the CFMEU and the MUA. In the last 2 financial years, unions have funded nearly $20 million to Labor, ensuring that the Albanese government will also be on the side of these groups over ordinary Australians. It's clear how the CFMEU thinks they can demand influence from the Labor Party when the Albanese government is more than willing to accept huge amounts of funding from these organisations. Productivity will decrease for small businesses. This group of Australians risk it all to foster businesses and bring success and wealth to their families. And yet again, they've been slapped across the face by this government, bearing the brunt of a union-led burden. It is time for the Albanese government to set its priorities by and for the success of Australians without the influence
Order.
of harmful
Members'
unions.
time's expired.